Aloha, it's Julen with Finding Your Fiji. Today, I'm going to share a story with you about when I was a little girl and how I connected with angels way back then. So, I've always had this really strong affinity or connection with angels. My mom loved angels. She had a lot of little angel statues around the house. So, there was that sort of energetic connection already from my mom because she really loved the angels. And I have a distinct memory when I was a little girl, and I would say it was probably before I was in school, or maybe just when I was in, like first grade or something like that. So I was pretty young, 6 years or younger. And I remember being in church and seeing on the altar. So we were like waiting for the mass to begin, right? And I was raised Catholic, so we went to mass a lot in school. And so I was sitting in a pew towards the front, and we were just waiting for the mass to begin. And I saw huge angels standing on the altar. So they were, I would have to say, because that church that I grew up in had very, very high ceilings and, stained glass and things like that. But to me, as I'm thinking about it now, they were like, felt like 20 feet, 30 feet tall, right? They were huge, these huge angels. And I was talking to them. I was having a conversation with them. And I was sitting there thinking or wondering why no one else was paying any attention to these angels that were on the altar, because they're huge, right? Like, how do you miss them? And I didn't realize then that other people couldn't see them, that this was a special ability that I had, if you will, or an opening that I had, because I do feel like we're all able to connect with them. But I had that portal open, right? And it was open when I came into this existence. I'll tell another little story about that another time. But that portal was open. So, my connection, I was able to see them, I was able to talk to them and having that conversation. And then, kind of people wonder what happened then, because I've not always been an angel reader. I've not always done this as a profession. I didn't actually start doing this until 2013. And so people are like, well, what happened in between time? Like, were you talking to angels, not talking to angels? So what happens as you're growing up and people don't necessarily believe you, right? I think my mom probably believed me, but as far as other people in the family or, just friends, whatever, when they're not experiencing what you're experiencing, they tend to dismiss it, right? And to say, oh, you're just imagining things, or that, that's not real type of thing. And so you hear that enough times, and then as you grow up and beyond the age of 6, you start getting more indoctrinated into this earthly existence. You start to lose touch with that connection. So I never fully lost touch with the angels. Like, I always felt an affinity for them, but I stopped seeing them. So I wouldn't see them anymore. And I really feel like I, even blocked myself from hearing them for a long time. So that's a little story about seeing angels on the altar at church. Watch for the next video where I'm going to share with you how I reconnected with the angels and started sharing their messages again, right? So much love and aloha. If you want to book a reading, go ahead and click the link below, or you can join me on Patreon. Patreon is a beautiful platform, and I'm offering an angel message circle there for a really low monthly price. If you're interested in more of a group format that's more cost effective, you're welcome to join me on Patreon, and that link is also below. Much love and aloha.